everything about that letter is just yet again another expression of ignorance coming from the President of the United States. Let me tell you something. There is not a member, certainly of the Democratic caucus of the United States of America's Senate, that wouldn't tell you that Chuck Schumer worked around the clock on a bill that eventually will deliver $2 trillion to the American people to address this public health crisis, to help hospitals, to help local and state governments, and to help working people get on their feet, or at least sustain their ability to get through the end of the month. And it just, Lawrence, listen, you know, there's so much about this crisis that is just every day present. It is every day the clock is ticking, the numbers are ticking up. And I'm frankly, I'm fatigued. I'm tired of thinking about Donald Trump. I'm going to tell you the truth. Because the reality is this guy doesn't understand his job. He doesn't understand that the role of the commander-in-chief, the president of the United States, in the midst of a national, international crisis, should be one of being a leader who speaks truth, who embraces fact, science, who speaks with a sense of solemnity about the seriousness of the moment and the need to lift up the American people and their spirits, the need to see who they are, how they are suffering, and speak to that in a way that is about supporting them and having some level of empathy. But what we have is a president of the United States who is continuously focused on himself. And so I'm done with that. Let's talk about where we are now. Where we are now is that we just heard that 6.6 more million Americans are going to be out of a job. Where we are now is that you, thankfully, you gave great praise for California leaders. Our Governor, Gavin Newsom, the mayors of California, I was on a conference call with them just yesterday, the 13 mayors who represent cities of more than 300,000 people. They are doing extraordinary work. And why? Because it has fallen on local and state leaders to carry on their now broad shoulders the brunt of the responsibility for helping the American people, where there has been a vacuum of leadership in Washington, D.C. from this White House.